when I died, I would see him in heaven and we'd have a lot to talk about. And I said, well, do you really think we're going to see each other again? And he said, well, don't you? And I said, well, let's face it, I don't think I'm going where you're going. And he said, what do you mean? And I said, well, come on, I mean, you know, you're special, you know, they must have a special place for people like you. You're a man of God. And he looked at me as if I were being very naive, and he said, but you're a man of God too. Everybody is. And for somebody like him at 90 years of age, and a pious, righteous man, to look at somebody like me who was not that way, and say, but you're the same as me, that really meant a lot to me, because that's what faith, I think, is supposed to be about. It's not supposed to be about, you know, wagging a finger and saying, well, I'm more pious than you are, so I'm better than you. And it's not supposed to be one faith telling the other faith, well, I'm right and you're wrong. It's supposed to be about being able to look at everybody and say, well, you're a child of God too. Everybody is. And if we really did that, then we'd have to treat each other better, because we'd be more alike, right? And we would see everybody like ourselves, and you don't treat yourself badly, so why would you treat someone who is just like you badly? And so that's the message I'm trying to get across with this book. And I do want to say that as a result of this book coming out, and the story about this hole in the roof in the church, which had been there for 10 years, people started to send in money, even from Singapore. We got some donations from people here in Singapore, $5, $10, a little bit here, a little bit there. And just before Christmas last year, a big truck pulled up to this church and started unloading shingles. And we were able to replace the whole roof of this church just before Christmas. And in the place of the big hole, now if you look up at the ceiling, you'll see a giant plaque. And on the plaque is the name, in small letters, of every single person, including somebody here who might have sent in money from Singapore. Every person who sent in even 50 cents is now up in the plaque to show how you fix a hole in a roof when people can get together. So it really was a worldwide effort. And I thank you for those of you who might have participated in it. It's something called the Hole in the Roof Foundation, which I formed, and we're now helping to fix up an orphanage down in Haiti as our next project. So a lot of good has already come out of the result of this book, and I'm very appreciative for those of you who already have gotten it. For those of you who haven't gotten it yet, or are considering it, I just want to warn you, it is not one of those books that tells you you have to be this or you're going to hell.